Welcome back to another episode of Hearts to Hearts, a podcast created for you. Today we are lucky to sit down with a very special Tane. He's done many things during his trips around the sun. Please welcome our special guest for today's episode, Lui. Kia ora, how are you?
Thanks for having me.
Of course, thanks for making the time for us.
I haven't got a job, so...
Well, just like how we usually start any whānau or anything that we do, we usually start off with a check-in. We did this a lot on camps when you were with us, so I thought we can start off with that. Just an easy breath meditation, just to help us settle, release any nerves you might have, and then, we can just see how we're all doing today. I just invite all of us to just find a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks and feels like to you. If you'd like, you can close down the eyes. If not, kei te pai tera, you can just find a spot on the ground to focus on. Honunga ki tō hā, connecting to your breath, so taking a deep inhale, hā kina. Hā puta, deep exhale. Ano, hā kina, deep breath in. Hā puta. Ha kina, deep breath in. And ha puta. Returning back to your natural breath. No special way of breathing. Just taking a moment to settle here, finding a sense of stillness throughout your entire tinana, your body. Noticing any tension you might be holding throughout your body. Any tightness in the hands, in your puku. If you notice any tightness or any holding, on every exhale you take, soften that part of the tinana. Kapai. And then just taking a moment to tune inwards, so noticing where your energy levels are at in this moment. Is your energy feeling quite low or quite high? Or perhaps someplace in the middle? Noticing the quality of your thoughts today in this moment. Does the mind feel quite busy or quiet? Kapai. And then letting that focus go and to end. We'll just close off with 3 cleansing breaths all together. So again, wherever you are, taking a deep inhale, hā kina. Hā puta. Hā kina. Hā puta. Kapai, last one, hā kina. Hā puta. Relaxing the body. If your eyes are closed, you can gently blink them back open.
What a dope way to start a podcast. Usually it's just like, hey, nice to have you here. Let's jump into the most controversial, embarrassing thing that you've done lately.
We'll save that for later.
Yeah, okay, build into it. Good.
Absolutely.
I need a warm up.
So I thought to start, you could share a little bit about yourself. What's been like a main focus for you since the start of this new year?
My name's Lui Tuiasau. I'm a father, son, brother, friend, youth worker, creative. I think those are probably the main things that kind of sum me up. Or that I care the most about. I think this last couple years has been like pretty turbulent, to kind of put it nicely. So yeah, I think this year I've just been trying to simplify my life. and, you know, just slow down and kind of focus on things that are important. Because, yeah, I think, like, when there's a lot of things going on, like, you know, we all have a finite amount of energy, and, you know, you can get spread thin pretty quickly if... Yeah. And, you know, find ways to cope with that, you know, that aren't, you know, necessarily healthy, which, like, I for sure did, so... Yeah.
I really like what you said, to simplify your life. What does that look like?
I do music and I spend time with my family.
Yeah.
And, like, trying to juggle, like, I just moved back to Aotearoa after, you know, 10 years. I was living in Melbourne, and it's fast, you know, comparatively.
Yeah.
You know. And I feel it's quite easy to get caught up in that energy, and that pace. So it's been real nice coming back, and simplifying also can be as far as, like, people you're giving your energy to, relationships that are important, what you're feeding your mind, goals.
Yeah.
And I've never really been kind of like a careerist or, you know, fixated on, like, excess gain or, you know, being rich or any of that shit. So, but there was a time not too long ago where I was working in Melbourne as a chef, and, you know, I had this I had this epiphany. I was running the pass at this restaurant, and every night's like a Saturday night there. Like, there's 2 seatings and they're booked. And I was like, fuck, if I just drop dead right now, like, the owner has, you know, say 20 different restaurants, he's a restaurateur and entrepreneur, businessman more than necessarily entrepreneur, but it's like, fuck, he wouldn't even blink. Or, like, would he? I was like, no. And I'm like, you know, finishing work between midnight and 2 every morning. Then I got like an hour to get home, and then wind down. That's like 3. Then say, shorty's up at, you know, 6. Got to get ready. Got to, you know, get her ready for school and stuff. Take her to school. Where my partner's working, take her to the city. Come home, shower, go back to work. There's like no space for anything else.
Yeah.
And I was just like, fuck this. So, middle of service, like Docket's machine going ding, 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 ding. I just like went down, grabbed my shit. I said, like, to the team, like, I love you guys, like, Kalia, come, you and da-da-da, you're going to be doing the pass. Like, help each other out. It's going to be a hard night, but, like, I'm done. And just left. Yeah.
Was that 10 years in Melbourne? What made you move there?
I think this is, like, when I was doing music, because, like, I was 27 or something, or 28 when I got my first job, you know what I mean? I was just happy being an artist, and, like, had some success, but it was kind of like we were doing all the things over here, and when you're young, it's like, you know, we're already, like, we're doing all the festivals and selling shows out and tours out and da-da-da, and we had an opportunity to go to Melbourne, and me and the bro Tom, we're just like, fuck it, let's just move there and see what happens, like, bigger audience. But, you know, all that didn't end up to be what we thought in our head anyway. Yeah. But then he had his first son, moved back to New Zealand, and I was just like, I'll just stay here. And then, you know what I mean? I blinked and it was 10 years, you know, it wasn't like, you know.
Yeah.
But then my dad got sick, and, like, I owe heaps to my partner, because I got 2 kids to 2 different people, right? And so I'm trying to balance that shit. I'm working, and, like, you know, I'm fucking drowning, you know. And I was like, oh, I'll go when it's like nearly time. She was like, yo, it's time to go. Like, it's time to go. So moved back. Spent, I think, the last 2-3 months with him. Which, like, I'm super grateful for. You know, not everyone gets. Some people, you know, I've had it a bunch, get that call. So, yeah, definitely a privilege. But, back now, and it's kind of like, it's nice. Took a little while. Like, I can't lie, like, you know, bigger cities, it's like something happening all the time.
I bet.
And it's like, you know, and more, like, the communities are bigger. Like, there's more things happening in each little community, say it's art or food or whatever it is. So there's always something happening every night. And I wasn't, you know, it wasn't even like I was going out, you know, or anything like that. But it was just, you know, that you feel walking around, there's that feeling of, so coming back here, I'm like, there's something happening. Like, what's everyone doing? But it's like, it's nice to be home and like settle into, it definitely helped me with, you know, the whole idea of simplifying my life.
I bet. Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's a lot of people's advice, especially from like our elders, like, just go back home, just come back home. And we never listen until we do. I'm like, oh, you was right.
Hard, but at the same time, like, you never know when the right time is. Like, the time you come back is probably the right time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
No.
But 10 years, that's a long time away from family. Yeah, like, is family a big part of who you are? How much does family mean to you?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, I got a big family. The youngest is 6. 5 boys, one girl. Poor mother. But yeah, means a lot. You know, they're who like raised me. Like, I really went through things with. You know, like from a young age. So yeah, love my family.
Where did you grow up here?
I grew up in Wellington.
Oh.
Until I was about like 17.
Yeah.
Moved away. But yeah, I think like because my brothers, like my oldest brother is 20 years older than me. So like there's quite it wasn't like we all grew up and like I've got one brother who's a year older than me that we properly grew up together, and there was always another one or two kind of floating around, you know what I mean?
How did you find music? When did you start getting into rap and writing and all of that?
In high school, I was just like I did well at school, but I never really took it seriously or went. Just hang out in the music room and, you know, or like music was a huge part of my life growing up. Always kind of gravitated to it. My dad grew up listening to all types of music, not just, you know, like folk music or church music, or, you know, he was like heavy and soul and funk and jazz and blues and like weird shit, heaps of classical. And I think like my early life, I was real fortunate. My parents were quite like encouraging. They wanted me to play an instrument, so like I'd be like, I want to play saxophone. They'd be like, here's some saxophone. I'm like, oh, I want to play it. You know, they really like tried to. So I think I always had like an interest, but I never took it seriously. But I wanted to do sports through high school, and then I blew my knee out, and like super common story. That's done. Like do something else. I think. Fuck, I know my mum's gonna watch this, but no, just was already doing like some like little bit of things and stuff, and I just got deeper into, you know, I just started progressing, and then it started like, you know, like drugs and alcohol and like all different types of things. But my mum was like a little worried, and my brother was in jail at the time, and he I went to visit him, and he was like, "Man, you're gonna be here with me. Like, you have to do something. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, but you like, what are you passionate about, or like." And you know, he kind of gave me the best advice. He was like, because saying like, and I was like, I just want to make music, and he was like, do it. You know, I went through high school kind of believing that you had to be academic or a sports person, or you know, have a family business that you're gonna take on. You know, I thought, and if you don't fit into these pretty rigid things, that you know, you're kind of fucked. And like, I believe that. And so when he told me that, you know, and it's a person I love, person I trust, I went and studied audio engineering at SAE, got a diploma. But that was just through that one conversation.
Oh yeah.
If I never went that day or took that advice, like, I met so many people through that, like, that I still make music with today, and who are all doing like amazing things, but all just came from, you know, like that one moment. And so I kind of got into it through that. Yeah,
it's beautiful, the things that can happen just with a simple kōrero of someone.
It's all the bad stuff that happened as well, I blame on him. Balance.
But yeah, like, some of the things I've heard of yours has always been with like other people, other artists. But yeah, like, have you ever done anything solo, or thinking about just doing your own thing?
Yeah, so I kind of decided, I was flirting with the idea at the end of last year, but I decided this.
That sounds cool. Flirting with the idea.
I
love that. I'm gonna use that.
I didn't coin that phrase, like, just to be clear. But yeah. So I kind of decided this year, and just been working at it. But I'm happy I waited. Like, I'm real. I stepped away from music because, like, I like lost that, like, love and enjoyment for it, you know. And fuck, I just needed to work. I needed to live. Like, I had to be able to support myself.
Yes.
You know, so like, that was the only reason I got a job in the first place, was because, like, needed money. But yeah, it was just time to have a break from it. You know, I spent like a long time doing it. And so yeah, it's cool. And I felt like some pressure to do something, but I'm super happy I waited, because what I'm kind of working on now isn't what I would have thought I'd be doing. So yeah.
Wow, that's exciting.
So it's cool, and it's fun, you know, like,
yeah,
it's nice to, like, be excited to work, you know, like, work on your thing, whatever it is. Yeah, haven't had that for a while, so.
That's beautiful. That's kind of like the pillar beginner's mind, but just a real life example. So yeah, obviously you've been doing music for a very long time. What are some of the joys that you've gotten out of music?
The music in and of itself is like one thing, but man, just, I think being around like-minded people, you know, like, everyone, there's a whole, like, you find your people and all that shit. But I don't mean like shit, but, you know. But it was really, it's nice when, you know, like, that being completely understood, you know what I mean? Like, even if you're fucking up or whatever, like, you're at least understood. And so, like, just the memories are, like, I wouldn't swap nothing for it.
Yeah.
You know, just like my friendships and the memories, yeah. To me, that's been the most, that's the thing I value the most out of it, for sure.
Do you have like any or like people you look up to in the music space? And if so, what qualities do you?
Yeah, far.
You know, admire?
Tons. Like, I don't know where to start. But they're all like mostly from my friends, you know.
Yeah.
Like obviously Tom Scott like has the most insane dedication and work ethic to his craft, and like it's obvious. I don't need a it's self-explanatory, but you know, it's like it's been like a privilege to work with that dude for a long time. Like Brandon Haru, like he's still the same dude that we used to smoke weed outside SAE before we went to things. You know what I mean? Like he's still that same dude, like relaxed, like, and all his shit comes from like feel. He's got like incredible ears, like, and yeah, just impeccable taste. Not just music for musicality, but like sonics as well. Like my bro Dickie, he's just wild. Like he doesn't care what the cool thing is. I mean, that's probably a constant through line for all the people I'm talking about. But he's like, he's wild, and like it's a quality I like love about him. And he always catch you off guard, like with what he does musically, because it's so out of regularity, you know.
Yeah, wow.
Chris, just like he's Christoph El Trento, just genius. Like, I don't know. I'll be here forever.
Obviously, music was an important part of your life, but you also had to live. What are other challenges that come or came with being or wanting to, you know, pursue a music career? Because I feel like a common thing, and I think it was Dom who said this. If not, we'll just say it was. But like, I remember him saying like, some people make art to make money. Other people have to make money to make their art. Was that something that you experienced, or was there other challenges that came with it?
I don't know. Like, I feel like I never made money off music. Like, I don't think. But it was a different time. The internet or what it is, like socials and stuff, it wasn't that back then, you know. I was still burning CDs and stuff, you know, like you still went to
No.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, yeah. But, you know, going out to radio shows to like,
True.
You know, like that's how I got put on, because I'd go up with like my CD and be like, can you play my shit type thing. Like now it's, you know, all done through the thing.
Yeah.
So it was a different time, but like, yeah, even when our records were doing well, we were busy still, like not making a livable wage. So that kind of never came into the equation. And I think it's a dangerous thing because I think a lot of people just want attention, and they use music as a vehicle. Yeah. But, and it's obvious, right? Like you don't have to be a genius to be like, that guy just, you know, wants to do that thing, you know. But yeah, it never really came into the equation for me. Like I just did it because like I love writing, you know. It's like helped me so much, you know. Just like exploring the more difficult things, you know, through writing, and just getting shit off. Like if you don't have the intention to even play it or show it to anyone, there's like a freedom to just get it off you. Yeah. So yeah, over the years that's definitely been a big thing for me personally. Yeah.
A big thing as in like you
like a helpful thing. Like, you know, cathartic I guess is the word. But yeah, and to me, I was in my 30s when I started going therapy. You know, like it was therapeutic for sure to sit down and like express yourself. And I think like when people don't have an outlet to express their emotions, like it has to go somewhere, you know, like it's gonna it's gonna redirect into something else, like, and there's a lot of ways that can be and not go away, you know. Violence or, you know,
what were some of those outlets when you were younger? Like, how did you look after your mental health when you were much younger?
I didn't.
Compared?
Like drugs, alcohol. Like just escapism, or like, you know, like. And I feel like if everyone does it, everyone's trying to get away.
Yeah, for
one
sure.
way or another, and some people work, some people find it in, you know, whoever they're attracted to. Some people, you know, want money. Some people do drink drugs the easy way, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I didn't look after my mental health like when I was young. Definitely not.
When did that start to change? When did that shift?
I think it was when I started doing youth work in Melbourne.
Cool. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I think just came to the conclusion, like, I can't be of any help to anyone, like, if I don't sort some of my stuff out, you know.
Yeah.
And I can't go into these spaces and talk to young people and promote these ideas that, and like their efficacy, if I don't even know it to be true for myself.
Yeah.
But all this was done alone, though, you know, still. It wasn't like I went and got therapy and I, you know, read a lot or nothing like that. It was just like, okay, I have to stop doing this. Like, this is, like, terrible, or, you know, stop doing that. Or, but no, that was definitely the start. Yeah, I don't know. I probably still don't look after my mental health, like, as well as I know I should, you know. But yeah, definitely in a better place than I've been in a long time. So yeah.
Yeah, sounds like it. How long were you doing that youth work for?
I think probably like 3 years.
In Melbourne?
In Melbourne, yeah. And then moved back here. Came here for a few months. And then Todd died. Like, my bro who I was doing it with. And then I was like, all right, well, you know what I mean? Like, it took ages to get over that one, and like, not over, but be in a good place with that. And I was like, it doesn't feel right at the moment to like be in those spaces. I think I was too fragile to, you know, be talking about super confronting or, you know, things for anyone, let alone like,
for
you know,
sure.
I'd just be in too much of a reflective state. And, you know, I don't care about like crying in front of people or like the young people or anything like that, but I know it'd just be so, like, I'm not trying to go to a course where the dude's like crying every time, like, you know.
That's fair. But even that awareness itself, I feel like would have been really helpful for your own journey with that. But yeah, would you ever consider going back into this space? And if so,
for sure.
That time?
I think for me and Dom were working on starting something up, but just at the moment is time's not right, so just put a pin on it for now. But we'd like started working on a program and trying to figure things out. But
that's exciting.
Yeah, hard. I'm excited for it whenever it happens. I'm not in a rush, but I'd love to. It's just
it'd be really cool to see that happen again, because you're really good at it. Like the way you engage with most of the kids, from what I've seen, you connected in ways that none of us could. And yeah, just the humor and the comfort you bring. I feel like a lot of the kids see themselves in you just because you look and you talk like most of us. But yeah.
Thank you. That's real kind.
What has been a takeaway from youth work for you?
There's not enough good ones. Like there's not enough like good male youth workers. There's a lack of resource. There's like it's not prioritized in the society.
100%, yeah.
Invaluable. You know, we talk about this whole idea like, oh, the kids are our future and shit. It's like, yeah, but you don't give a fuck about them. Like, from the young people I've worked with, there's no like prescriptive measure for young people between like that. It's so varied that it's impossible to approach it like that, but it is a lot of the time. I think a lot of the people who have the money are so wildly disconnected from what's actually happening. Young people are beautiful, like they just need to be seen.
Yeah.
Mostly angry stuff.
That's fine too. You can share that here. Yeah. Did you have any mentors growing up?
Tupac? Nah. Mentors. I don't know. Like my dad was, but I didn't really start finding out about him till I was a little bit older. But my dad, just for being all the other shit, like didn't inform like why I respected my dad. Like he was just a good dad, you know. So like he was probably someone I always wanted to. I didn't want to disappoint, but no, I don't really know about any like people who like within the realms of like mentoring me. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's fair. Your dad seemed like a pretty dope person. Yeah,
he's just like kind of an anomaly, or like at least an outlier. Born in out south, you know, first generation Samoan. Grew up poor, and you know, I guess that, you know, perhaps implies particular struggles and environments that he grew up in and spaces, and you know, all that kind of problematic shit. Yeah, he ended up being, I might be mistaken, but like he ended up being like the first New Zealand born Samoan lawyer.
Wow.
First New Zealand born Samoan to get his peta.
What?
One of the founding members of the Polynesian Panthers.
Wow.
And just, you know, like just a really like people person. Like everything he did was for others. He was a very giving person. Super softly spoken. Like he didn't say much, but he to us, you know what I mean? But like even when he passed, it wasn't until we were getting invited to things, because he never talked about all this amazing shit he was doing.
Yeah.
Just let it be, which I think is a.
Did you find out all of this after?
Oh, I knew most of it, but just even in his later life, because I think then he went on to work for like David Longy and you know, work for doing all sorts of other shit. But then he went into teaching and was a high school teacher at De La Salle.
What?
But yeah, he was doing. He was part of all
just
these.
Down the road.
Yeah, hard. But yeah, just a super giving dude, and a dude who didn't have to talk about his achievements all the time. It's like such a quality I admire. Yeah.
But yeah, like how did you navigate this situation, like with losing a father while still having to be a father? What got you through all of that? I feel like it would have been a lot.
Yeah, it was. But I was like in the throes of addiction by the time I moved back. Like I was drinking like every day, like heavy. So I think as far as I'm not saying that got me through it.
Yeah.
Just to be clear. I think having spent so much time away from him in my adult life, like, I feel like I had said goodbye to him. Like, there was nothing left unsaid between us, and so when his body went, like, I was okay already. So it was definitely like the hardest and the easiest death at the same time from my experience. Yeah. But no, like, it wasn't all good. Like, it was a lot, like, I spiraled hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, just having good support, and not support that, you know, is there when it's easy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, my partner, like, cause I reflect on it all the time. I was like, I would have been out of there if I was here. Like, if the roles were reversed, and but nah, she's just like an amazing person. So yeah, I think she got me through. I ended up going rehab, like, end of August last year for a month. That was like probably the most transformative 30 days of my adult life. I was really lucky too. It was like a private place, but it was super expensive, like incredibly expensive. But my old man had already been my parents had already been trying to sort something out for me, because they saw, like, where I was going, and I think he passed about a year ago, so like in March last year, but they were trying to, like, sort something out in January, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. But I didn't know until I got there that he had withdrawn his KiwiSaver, given it to my mum, and said, like, you know, this is for when he's ready. And yeah, like, when I found that out, I was like, fuck, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just went hundies at a day. Like, I made a commitment to myself. You know, people who love me. And yeah.
Beautiful. So you're sober now?
Yeah, not without, like, hiccups, but, you know.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was like the first time I'd ever had, like, grief counseling, like, obviously the drug and alcohol side of stuff, but it was super intensive, and you're going to a meeting every night. There's only 4 people in a house, and, like, they've got rolling staff on, but it's the same people. It's only a handful of people. So I think it's like 7 to 3, 3 to 11, and then 11 till 7. So you've got 3 people during the day coming in and out. But you're doing group work. There's 2 houses, so every Wednesday you get together and do, like, they call it Unity Day, and do, like, group work there. But you know, everyone's different and can get to these places themselves with different routes, but that it was what I needed to break it, because it'd been so long, like. But it was also, like, the first time I'd really accepted that, like, I had a problem, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is kind of the catalyst for everything. You know, it was the start of, like, a lot of stuff for me, like, heaps of healing, you know.
I bet.
I think like a lot of my problems have stemmed from, like, super low self-worth, you know. And you know, that's kind of like why I'd never asked for help, like, why. So I gotta sort it out myself, like, you know. I why I couldn't take compliments, because even if I'm achieving, or doing well at something, because I didn't believe it was anything. When I'm going through something, I'm like, but I like always minimizing everything. Like, but da-da-da's got it harder.
Yeah.
I don't have the right to, all that bullshit. And so in that 30 days, like, just couldn't put a price on the day. Like, and not that the price has anything to do with it, but that experience I couldn't put a price on. Yeah.
30 days and committing to yourself. What kept you going? Like, was it like linear the whole time? Was it moments where you're like, fuck, can I actually do this?
I'm kind of just like an all-in guy. Like, so day one, I was like I came in there like on one, you know what I mean? So, and most of the time you have to detox, like you do your first week detox before your 30 days start or whatever. But I'd already like done the hard detox, which was, they're like, I've already done that before, and I thought I was like, they're like, don't do that. Like, the level you're drinking, and like, don't ever just go cold turkey like that again. Like, you have seizures and fucking all sorts of shit. But I just was like, I don't want to drink anymore, or like, and then just didn't, and my body just shut down.
Like,
Like 2 days in bed. I mean, it's comparatively to other, doing it again, but it was hard. It was hard, like just in bed, spewing blood, like shaking, like couldn't hold anything, like proper withdrawals. But I was 4 days in when I got in, so I was pretty much on the end of that when I got in. So I was all right. I was in a good headspace. Like, obviously super nervous. I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't know if you could have your, but it was different to other places, because you can have your phone, you can vape inside, smoke outside, got TV and all the shit. Everyone's got their own rooms. They don't lock doors. So you got a lot of freedom, but in that, there are some people who just need a break.
Yeah.
And they can go in there and do that. Like, there's people who like get on it too hard on their yachts and shit and park up, go like, super millionaires and that.
What?
Like, there's dudes in there with Lamborghinis and giant businesses, and there's people who come straight from mental health. There's people, you know what I mean? But none of it's court ordered, because it's a private place. So people are in there for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like, there's heaps of stuff I just can't say, like, because, obviously anonymity and stuff. But yeah, some funny shit happened in there. Some super weird shit happened there.
I can
super
imagine.
sad stuff happened in there. But mostly, for me, it was good though. Nah.
Yeah. That sounds like healing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Very happy for you.
Thank you.
With this, like, this wanting to have a more simple life, what's that? What are you wanting that to look like? And, you've mentioned other outlets that you have. Is there any other tools or things that you're wanting to do more of, or perhaps you haven't tried and you want to get into it? What does this new journey look like for you?
What's all the segments of Hauora?
Te whare tapawha.
Yeah.
So there's te taha tinana, your physical health, taha hinengaro, your mental health, taha whānau, your social family groups, and then taha wairua, which is your spiritual well-being.
I can I feel like I just need to, I feel like I'm in quite a good space with where I'm at. But definitely, I don't know if probably just look after my mental health a little bit more, but not like I'm in like crisis or anything, but just give it some more space to like be more aware.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, like that starting the podcast, doing a simple, like I came in here with a completely different energy than after that, and that was like 2 minutes, right? In the ideal world, I'd just be able to make music full time, pay my bills, and look after my kids. Like that's all I really care about, to be honest.
Yeah.
Who is one of your like po today? Who inspires you?
In any particular realm, or
In general?
I don't know. That's not what I'm like. No one inspires me, bro.
It's all good.
No. But like, fuck. Just anyone who's still like speaking up for what's happening in Gaza. For what's happening here, you know. There's like media, whether it's mainstream or social, is mad angled, you know what I mean? And so it's anyone who's just pushing against that, you know. Any people really fighting for social movements, doing things for other people like this. That's what's inspiring to me.
Has there been any like advice that you've been given that you've really like cherished and hold on to, that you would maybe like to share with other young tāne or just other youth out there who may be struggling?
I knew this part would come, and I should have had something good. No, I don't know. It's hard not to be cliche.
Non-judgment.
Yeah.
Non-judgment.
I think something that it's kind of specific to me, or not specific to me, but like it's super broad, but it's super like something my dad always used to say was just like, and it didn't matter the circumstance. He just said, "Lui, just do the right thing." And like, it's as deep or as shallow as you want to make it, right? Like, but you know, this life is just an infinite series of decisions, right? And approaching it with like what's right is like a game changer.
Yeah.
You know, like, because everyone's, we're human. We all want to like crash out and all that kind of stuff, you know. But and right for you might is deeply personal, you know, and it could be situational, or it could be just this time, or you know. But no, that's what I've been thinking about a lot lately. I don't think that's very helpful, but it's like, yeah.
No, thank you for sharing. I bet there's a rangatahi out there who might just needed to hear that. So, ngā mihi.
And be yourself. Like, don't be scared to be yourself. It's so easy to want to fit in, to feel like we have to do this to be seen or cool or liked or whatever. But the more will you have to be yourself and love the things you love, you know, and be who you are. You don't have to be cool. Like, what the fuck even is that? Like, it's such a stupid concept. Like, what is cool? You know what I mean? Like, I have so much love for people who are like outrageously themselves.
Oh yeah.
Like weirdos.
Yeah.
You know, like,
love weirdos.
Like, yo, if you wanna like collect all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, man, bro, go hard. Like, that's dope. Like, dress how you want, like what you want, like what you like, and if it just so happens to be what's popular, that's cool too. You know. But as long as it's true to yourself, I think it's important.
Beautiful. I think that pretty much wraps up our kōrero for now. But yeah, I think because we started off with meditation, we can end off with one too as well. Is there any particular meditation you'd like to explore? You're just fine with whatever?
Whatever's good.
Cool. Well, if you're still with us, I invite you to find a comfortable seated position. If you'd like to do this laying down, kei te paitera, that is okay too. And yeah, we'll just end up with the meditation before we wrap up. So closing the eyes if that feels right for you. If not, kei te paitera, you can just find a spot on the ground to focus on. If you're lying down, you can just focus on a spot on the ceiling or the sky. Hononga ki tō hā, connecting to your breathing, noticing the rising and falling sensation of your puku. As you breathe in and as you breathe out. And to close, we're going to do a gentle body scan throughout the body to bring a sense of awareness into ourselves. So wherever you are, shifting your aro, your focus to the soles of your feet. You might like to imagine a bright light as it scans throughout your tinana. So just imagining that light travels from the soles of your feet up through the ankles, starts to make its way through your calves and your shins, hākina and hāputa. The light starts to travel up towards your knees and the space behind the knees, taking a deep breath in, hākina and hāputa. Begin to soften your thighs and your sitting bones, allowing your full weight to be heavy here, supported by the ground or perhaps the chair that you are sitting on. Again, hākina and hāputa. Shifting your attention to your puku, your belly. Noticing that as you breathe in, the puku rises. And as you breathe out, the puku falls. Any tightness or tension that you might be holding on every exhale that you take, soften the puku. Softening through your lower back, allowing that light to start to travel upwards, up through the spine, softening through your shoulders, dropping them away from the ears, relaxing your arms wherever they feel comfortable, releasing any tightness or tension through the biceps, triceps, the forearms, resting the hands wherever they feel comfortable. Softening through the palms and the wrists, and then out through your fingertips, allowing your hands to be soft and still here. Hākina and hāputa. Softening through the back of the neck, unclenching the jaw, releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Softening through all your face muscles and the eyes and the space between the eyebrows. Hākina and hāputa. And here we're just going to reflect, noticing any sensations you may feel throughout your body here. Perhaps there's any pain or discomfort Or perhaps your body feels relaxed. If your mind gets distracted at any point, kei te pai, just come back to your breathing. Hakina. And haputa. And to end, we're going to send a sense of gratitude to ourselves and to our tinana, our body, for all that it's been able to do and has done for us. For all the times it had to heal and protect us. Just offering yourself and your body a sense of aroha. Ka pai. And then just bringing your mind back. We'll close off with 3 cleansing breaths all together. So exhale fully. Hakina, deep breath in. Haputa, deep breath out. Ka pai, hakina. And haputa. Last one, hakina. And haputa. When you feel ready, you can come out of this meditation. You can gently blink open your eyes if they were closed, or you can still stay here. Cool. So that was another episode of our podcast, Hearts to Hearts, with our special guest and friend, Lui. Thank you for jumping on. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.